Okay, we got the same rules as part 1, except it's a different generation today. Alright, so where do we leave off? Okay, let's get started. We're just gonna start off with Meganium, and already I'm not exactly sure I want to see them try Meganium in Smash Brothers. I guess it's a quadruped and it gets some debuff, but at the same time it's a starter, so it also gets the starter buff. I guess that cancels out, but not really though. But actually, you know what? This one's gonna get E tier, if nothing else, because I feel like they'd at least be willing to try putting Meganium in his Smash Brothers, if nothing else because of the starter. Typhlosion. I mean, Typhlosion is... Oh, I think Typhlosion is indeed probably... yeah, I think Typhlosion is definitely the... I feel like Typhlosion would just be inferior to Charizard in every way, shape, and form, and would not really be as suitable to come into Smash Bros. As, like, some of the other starters, even. Then again, though, it does get the starter boost, and as such, I will put it into a low A tier. If nothing else, because people are gonna have some nostalgia over it, and as such, they'd probably want to try, even though I probably would rather see a bunch of Pokemon in the B tier before Typhlosion. At the same time, though, I can't put it below an A. And, I guess one good thing about Typhlosion is that it would indubitably have... It would indeed be a good Echo Fighter. And if you're confused of any of the placements, you can check the... If you're confused about any of the placements of the Gen 1 Pokemon, you can check part 1. It's in a playlist now. It's also literally the part before this one. Feraligatr is gonna try to... Alright, Feraligatr. First of all, Pokemon's name is spelled wrong. Probably because of limitations, but they didn't change the spelling, so I'm still gonna say that it's spelled wrong. It does get the starter boost, which didn't apply to Gen 1 because, well, they were already in Smash Bros. In some way, shape, or form. But starting with Gen 2, we got ourselves a starter here, and I think Feraligatr gets mid A tier. It'd probably be the best suited one out of the Gen 2 starters. Typhlosion's probably really close by, though, in my opinion. But despite that, we do have to put it lower. And I don't want to see this one. I think Ferret, though. Yeah, what are you gonna do with Ferret? It's I mean, it's suitable, but why would you ever want to see Ferret in Smash Bros? Nobody wants to see it, and I mean, I guess I'll give it C tier. It's just barely there, but I don't know, I feel like it'd probably not be that well suited anyway. Actually, you know what? C tier feels wrong. High D, or even just mid D. even... I don't know. Oh, this is gonna be, Yay, we have... Okay, so we have a generic-ass owl in the series, and... Listen, you can probably... Listen... You're not gonna see it do basic attacks. Maybe it can peck, but, I mean, that's really the most you can get out of it. Yeah, no. We're not dealing with that shit. And then we get a... Oh. Is that an evolution line? Looks like an evolution line, so we're just gonna... I have... And I don't know. I feel like this is an interesting design. Just not for Smash Brothers though. No, we're not dealing with that shit. Okay, that is literally just a bat. Do we need to go over why bats don't work in Smash Brothers, or are we too dense to see it? Oh. How unfortunate that the next Pokemon that I have to bring up is a fucking fish. What are we doing here? And we got a bunch of baby Pokemon, which... I mean, if you couldn't tell where they were gonna go before seeing this video, then... I am severely disappointed in you. Togetic... I mean, this is probably the best design for Smash Bros. Early Evolution line. So we're gonna use this as the base, but at the same time though... sorry to all you Togetic fans. Highest I can give it is D tier. Be pretty awkward to fit into the game. I don't know whatever the fuck this little fucking thing is. Looks like some kind of bird or something. You could get like a tiny bit of mileage out of it, but like, who wants this Pokemon specifically in Smash Bros? If you want this Pokemon in Smash Bros, what am I even gonna... I don't even know what to tell you. I don't even know. And just use the evolution. And I know this would probably be a decent Echo Fighter if Ampharos was gone, but I don't know. Realistically, I only want one Pokemon. I only want one of every Pokemon line in Smash Brothers. Realistically, even then, some Pokemon I'm just gonna have to stay scrap. So we're just gonna assume that only one of each Pokemon line is getting in, with the exception of Pikachu, because Pikachu gets special Pikachu privileges. That being said, though, I do see it has potential. So I'm gonna put it higher than these two little fucking things. And with that being said, higher end of the B tier. Actually, you know what? Alright, you know what? Never mind. I don't even know. Yeah, that feels about right. Blossom. I only know this through the Pokemon fucking Pokeball assist, and in that role, it can put opponents to sleep. But I don't know. It's possible to implement it. I think I would rather see other Pokemon before it, though. And by that, I mean a whole boatload of them. You're gonna see about a lot more in A and S tier. Pika Blue. The ever so infamous Pika Blue. Azumarill would, I think you could reasonably implement it well, but best I can give it a C tier. Even then, I'm not really sure. Even then, it's just kind of a Pikachu clone, so I have to deduct points from it. Sudowoodo. You could see it move around doing basic attacks, but do you want to see this Pokemon in Smash Brothers? And if you answered yes to that question, well, I guess you're the reason why I'm putting it in D tier, I guess. And out of respect for my own self, I am gonna at least put it above Mr. Lick. Oh my god, what the fuck am I even saying? Hey look, we got generic frog. When I say generic frog, I mean it's literally just a mascot for frogs. And do you want to see a mascot for frogs in Smash Brothers? I mean, I guess we do have Greninja, but that's only because Greninja is actually worth putting into the game. And as such, well, yeah, first two gens are just not really suited for this sort of shit, so alright, this is probably the more iconic one, but at the same time, no matter what you do, it's F tier for you, no doubt about it. And then for Jump Pluff, you know what, we're putting it there because, I don't know, I'm not dealing with that shit. And then we got generic Monkey. I mean, I guess you can see it. I mean, I see the vision, but at best I can give it as high D. Actually, maybe even Togetic might be slightly higher because it's at the very least a more memorable design than literally just a generic monkey. No, we're not dealing with that, but we can deal with this. But then again, it's literally just a sunflower that can walk. I mean, I guess you could see it doing basic attacks, but I'm gonna say, I think right here sounds good. You can see it attacking, but realistically, I think I'd rather see all the Pokemon in C tier and above. I don't know. Oh, frick. Stupid trackpad. Okay, this is literally just the shape of an airplane. Wooper! Everyone loves Wooper. But you know what would be a better fit for Smash Brothers than Wooper? Quagsire. You know what, I think Quagsire could be like middle of A. I think that fits, right? Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. We're not dealing with that. Oh god, more slow bro variants. Can we stop with the... Alright, you know what? We're just not gonna deal with that anymore. That'll be the last we discuss of it. As for this little... whatever, is there an evolved version of it? Here, it kind of feels like there would be an evolved version of it. I don't really feel like it belongs. You can give it ghostly powers, but nope, that is the alphabet, and we are not dealing with putting the alphabet into Super Smash Bros. And if you want to see the alphabet in Super Smash Bros., what the hell are you thinking? Keep that brain running. Honestly, you know what? Having best case scenario, you just pull random shit out of your ass and reference whatever the fuck you want to reference and just go on with your day. Worst case scenario, it's pointless. And even then, even if you were able to pull a moveset out of the entire fucking alphabet, look at how many Pokemon we have ranked so far, and take a look at how many Pokemon we're gonna have to rank after this. Do you see the inherent issue? Yeah, the inherent issue is we have so many fucking Pokemon to rank that it's fucking pointless to actually try to see the entire alphabet over any of these candidates. Would you rather see the alphabet over any of these candidates? Maybe a few, but like not that many. At best, it'll probably have a bigger chance than fucking... at best, it's probably got a better moveset than literally just a sphere, but then again, these literal spheres would at the very least be funnier than implementing the English language plus punctuation in a Smash Brothers. Then again, Nintendo does like to pull random shit out of their ass. So who knows? Who knows? We'll never know. Okay, so what I'm gonna know about this little thing, it's a very counter-based character, and yeah, counters are not unique, first of all, and second of all, having an entire game, having an entire thing centered around being a counter character. I mean, best case scenario, you could get a traditional counter, and then a situation like Mr. Game & Watch Buggy where you can store moves and use it at a later point. Worst case scenario, it's pointless. And even then, can you imagine this thing moving around and jumping around? Can you imagine that? I mean, a lot of Pokemon fans probably would, but like, imagine you're a Smash fan discovering Pokemon through the representation in Smash Bros., which admittedly is not a very likely scenario, but like, it is indeed possible. And imagine showing someone who's never heard of Pokemon this specific one and saying, hey, this is Wobbuffet. Imagine it in Smash Bros. They're not gonna know what to do with it. But just give it a counter? What, just fucking have it jump around to move? Because that'd be a terrible idea. And second of all, there are many other Pokemon that we could include. I'm not gonna show the full list again, but I can make it a running gag. And now we got literally just a giraffe. Do I need to show the entire fucking list of Pokemon again? Because nobody wants a generic ass giraffe in Smash Bros. Like, yeah. Oh, and now we got literally just a pine cone. Literally just a pine cone. What do you want me to, what do you even want me to say here? You want me to include the pine cone? Who do I look like to you? Do I need an explanation for this? Because if I need an explanation for this, you're probably blind. Dunspars. 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 Dun 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 spars. Somebody make that a meme. Okay, I guess it can work, but I don't want to see it. I don't know. This doesn't feel right to include in Smash Brothers, so we're just not gonna bother. Steelix. I mean, it's similar to Onyx, so I guess it can make a good Echo Fighter, I think, or maybe I'm just stupid, but at least to be a good Echo Fighter to Onyx, that's the best I can give it, I guess. What else do you want to say? The ugliest dog in existence turned into a Pokemon. We're just gonna rank this little fucking shithead then. Cause fuck you, this is fuck you. At least it's, I don't know, I feel like I'm gonna put above Mr. Lick in D tier. Mostly because I don't want to, mostly because I'd rather see this little fucker over Mr. Lick. And even then, who wants this in Smash Brothers? Who's going out of their way to say, oh yeah, I want this fucker in Smash Brothers? Look me dead in the eye and tell me that you want this fucker in... Was that a wasp? I thought I just saw something. Peripheral vision. Anyways, where was I? Yeah. You know what? Fuck it, let's just move on, because I'm not dealing with that bullshit. If I need an explanation for this placement, you might just need your vision repaired altogether. Moving on. I mean, Scizor, and make an okay Echo Fighter, you'd have to change a lot of the slicing to cutting. That's a pretty big change, all things considered, but other than that, it's an okay Echo Fighter, all things considered. Shuckle. I mean, it'd be hard to imagine it jumping, but it's possible to see it moving, but it's probably gonna have a huge issue jumping, and plus, what are you gonna do in terms of a moveset? I know it's possible if you want to see it work. But who wants to see it work? Heracross. I mean, you could see it happening, I guess. It's possible, but... Yeah, you know what, I think I'm just gonna have to go with the bottom, because, I don't know, it doesn't feel already. Yeah, this is a pretty decent fighter, all things considered. I'm just saying that this is gonna go, like, maybe mid-C tier. I don't know. Yeah, at least it's got a good Echo Fighter. Am I right, guys? Yeah. Oh, the teddy bear. This tier list is getting so fucking clogged up. This one's gonna get a higher mid-C. Yeah, that feels right. I don't know. Do you want to see just a literal bear in Smash Brothers though? I don't know, I feel like, you can see him moving around and jumping and doing basic attacks, but like, I don't know, this is literally just a regular ass bear. But at the very least, I think it's a better candidate than everything below it. This is getting pretty clogged. Yeah, if I need to explain this one being an F tier, man, just fucking get out of this channel, like, immediately. And I don't want to deal with this one. And who would want to see this fucker in Smash Brothers? First of all, you can't imagine it running around and jumping. Second of all, is it really even that popular? No. This is literally just some coral reef that just happened to waltz into a life form that could only exist in the Pokemon universe, and it's got such an awkward body shape that I can't even begin to imagine how fucking stupid it'd be to fight that thing. Much less see it fight itself. We're just gonna. It's another generic ass fish. This is just a regular ass octopus. And do we see any octopuses in Smash Brothers? Octopodes, or whatever the fuck. Yeah. Finally something I can put in a good position. Finally, an actually legitimate option. First of all, iconic design, I think, always sticks out in my mind as a Pokemon design, but yeah, I think it's gonna be our Gen 2 S tier. Don't really get a lot of Gen 2 S tiers, as you can tell. The F tier is really... The F tier part is really banging. Ugh. God damn it. I'm gonna get back real quick. And the camera is frozen. How delightful. I'm just too powerful. Okay, that is just a manta ray. We're back to F tiers. And, who wants to see this in Smash Brothers? Who wants to see this in Smash Brothers? I would like to, I would ask how Houndoom could get into Smash Brothers, but then I remember that Mocroc exists, and thus, my opinion is completely and utterly invalidated, and as such, out of respect for Mocroc, C tier. In fairness, though, it is among the cooler designs. I think if any dog was gonna get into Smash Brothers, Houndoom would probably be among the best picks. At least out of the ones we've covered so far. And I'm saying that for future proofing because, yeah, we're not dealing with that. Didn't we put a seahorse in F tier already? I mean, this would make a good echo. I don't know. This feels wrong. If I get a mistake, my goals are beyond your understanding. F tier, it does. I mean, you can see it rolling around, but you can't see it jumping. And in a platform fighter, jumping's a main mechanic, so... Porygon 2. Wish I could say this was in Smash Brothers, but... You know what? It would make a good Echo Fighter. Either that or be able to transform, but... We're gonna keep the original Porygon there, and we're gonna keep Porygon 2 here in Dead Echo. Because, yeah, why would I change my mind about that? And now we have Rudolph the brown-nosed Pokemon deer thing. I don't know where I was going with that, but I do know that I was going to put it into F tier all along. The Painter Beagle, also known as Smeargle. Wow, really creative pun there. Out of its unique gimmick, I think this would probably be right here. If nothing else, because I need to fill out the S tier. But you know what, I'm gonna hide behind the excuse that it would actually be pretty fun. Well, this is an uninteresting design, so we're not even gonna bother with it. But you wanna know what is an interesting design? Being a literal spinning top. It'd at least be an interesting design choice, but at the same time, I have to put it with the rest of the Lees. more baby going on. We're not dealing with that shit. Get out of my... Oh. Get out of my sight. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Oh, Miltank. The ever so infamous Pokemon. Miltank is gonna go into C-tier. Right around here. Alright, I know someone who would really enjoy to see Miltank in this video. We'll address the elephant in the room at the end of the video, so... Yeah, Blissey. Listen, support characters are not really a thing in Smash Bros. And for a good reason. At the same time, though, I do think he would be a good Echo Fighter. If nothing else, because we are in a dire need of a support character to prove why support characters don't fit. Yeah, in Smash Bros. At least. The fucking legendary dogs of Gen 2. Well, you want to see them in Smash Bros. I mean, they are legendary, I guess, but does that mean they're good candidates for Smash Bros.? Have you considered that question? All you legendaries must be in Smash Bros. Fanatics. First of all, they'd have to be combined into 3, and second of all, they're all legendary, and third of all, like, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to say, huh? Wait, actually, no, this deserves to go in the USD Evolution. I don't even know why I'm bothering with that one. What I really want to bother with is Tyranitar, who is gonna... Yeah, I mean, I guess you could see it. It's gonna go into low C. Well, I guess it is better than some of the options there, so you know what, here. Lugia. Can you imagine Lugia just waltzing around in Smash Bros? Just waltzing around, going on a sweet little walk? Or would you rather see Lugia in the air? Same thing with Ho, except it's worse because Ho does not have fingers like Lugia does. So it's an even worse candidate. It's an even worse candidate. I keep scrolling for... I keep scrolling too far. Celebi is gonna be in the Fitzgerald tier. Because it is canonical that Celebi marries a guy named Fitzgerald. I am only kidding. I'm putting Celebi in F tier because yeah, you're just like what? It's a bear. You want to see it walking around? I mean, I guess you could see it walking around, but like, huh? Do you really want to see Celebi walking around? You can't see me doing the fucking thing because the camera's frozen. Yeah, next up we got Gen 3, and with that, I'm just gonna end the video here, because there ain't no way you're, there ain't no way. Alright, everyone. we're just gonna end the video now, and with that being said, this is what I'm thinking. Is there anything I would like to change? So far everything looks like it should be that way. I don't see anything that I want to change, so with that being said, thank you all so much for watching this horrendous video, and if you got hard at any point during the video, you are banned from my channel permanently. So with that being said, goodbye.